I hope y'all went to church today, man. I went to church today. It was great. It was fantastic. Somebody may say, well, see, bro, why you always trying to get somebody to go to church? Hey, man, put the effort in, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I done told y'all 1,000 times, don't be mad at God about what a little dude done did. Don't be mad at God because somebody around here stealing money. They're going to get their butt whooped. And the one that turns you off to going to church is the one that's going to pay the penalty for it in the end. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them curse you because they stupid. Not you forever mad at God because they did something dumb. Don't let yourself be put in no situation like that, Woody. You heard me? Hey, I'm not going to be long. And I was going to record a video on this, but I've decided I'm just going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that interests me out of the Epstein files that popped out is the fact that Zoran Mondami looked exactly like Jeffrey Epstein. That's the only thing about these files that everybody talking about that caught my eye. And I'm going to tell you why it caught my eye. Because it goes back to the seed war in the Bible. And if you know anything about Jeffrey Epstein was obsessed with seeding the world with his wicked ass DNA. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have babies by all these people." They were searching for the perfect DNA search. He was one of the many people looking for the Lazarus gene. Since we done got to this point, I can tell you some of the people that was looking for the Lazarus gene because they thought that if they could find the quote unquote blood of Lazarus, that they could be resurrected again. That's what the Lazarus gene was about in the story I told you guys a long time ago. That eventually come out. That's why man, the craziest thing is about the stories I used to give, man, it was so much embedded truth. Just that I was giving it to people who really didn't appreciate it. This shit was crazy. But anyway, more so focusing on the point. It makes sense now that uh, a lot of these up and coming politicians, leaders, world leaders, and governors, all of them come from the same loins, the same bloodlines. So what Jeffrey was doing was there was a Rothschild bloodline, right? Rothschild bloodline, the Illuminati. What he was doing was seeding a new wicked bloodline. And I'm telling you, look at Zoro Madame and look at him. That's his daddy. I'm sorry, that's that boy Paul. And you wonder how Zoran came out of nowhere. And then somebody will say, well, I don't agree with you on that, DW. Well, remember how Barack Hussein Obama came out of nowhere. And it turned out his daddy was Frank Marshall Davis or some crazy CIA agent, like bull crap. And his mama was that, whatever the hell she was, that was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. Somebody sent a message straight from God about going to church. I'm just going to tell y'all this about going to church. And I'll tell y'all my personal story. Real personal. Don't laugh at me either, man. Shit ain't funny. Don't laugh. I got baptized when I was 12 years old. If you've been watching me for a long time, you heard the story. And you heard the story behind the story. That's why I got baptized. You heard the story about the big shadow with the fiery eyes, but then you also heard the story of the gang war where I almost got shot, 12. Well, I get baptized, and the dude that baptized me 2 weeks later get arrested for scamming. You know what I'm saying? And so it made me doubt my faith at 12 years old. Now, you know, if you called to the Lord early, then you're really supposed to spend that time with the Lord from that early age into your adulthood. So it took a little while for me to get past that. And then every time I would go to build a relationship with the Lord through a man, the man would disappoint me. Every time. It took me a long time to come to realize, no. You can engage with a man as it pertains to the word of God. but the relationship is with God. So if your only interaction with God is when you go to church, then you can be extremely disappointed. If your only interaction with Jesus is when you go to church, then you're going to always be disappointed. So the way to interact with him is all day long. And then you add the fellowship of church on top of it. It's like a little seasoning you sprinkle on it. But you hanging out with him all day. When you go to church on Sunday, it's like, let me sprinkle a little season on there. You know what I'm saying? Or you put a dash of hot sauce on it. That's how you keep yourself from being disappointed, man. By knowing him. Because see, once you know him, you get to a place with him where ain't no turning back. You know what I'm saying? You just get to a place with him where it's like, all right, I understand you. And that dude over there could do some wild stuff. You can be like, damn, bro, I feel sorry for you that you did that. Damn, I can't believe you did that. Man, what we gonna do about him? Why are you tripping like that? But it don't matter what that man do. So it's important that you understand it from that perspective. Tell us about the werewolf. You tell us about your werewolf. That's what you want to talk about. You tell us about your werewolf. You tell everybody about your werewolf. Back to the point of the seed wars. Now imagine it from this perspective. Take Jay-Z. Take Epstein. Take somebody name one of the other people that's in the file, because I really haven't read the files I'm talking about. Take somebody else that's in the files. I know you got Epstein. I know you got Jay-Z. Was Diddy in there? What's wrong, baby bird? Call him for mama like that. Let's take Bill Gates. Let's take Elon. Let's take Clinton. Now imagine for a second. Well, we know Bill Clinton got all kind of children, right? He got the little black son that he denied. Well, watch this. Let's just take the whole entire group of people and imagine for a moment all they're doing is seeding the planet with their children. They practice wickedness. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. They practice wickedness, and so now wickedness is in their loins. You know, everything is birthed out of your loins, right? So now there's wickedness in their loins, and they're just planting that seed of wickedness all over the place. So quite naturally, when Mamdani goes into office as mayor of New York City, it's going to be wicked, because he came from wicked loins. You understand what I'm saying? Were you aware there was a busy signal being? Yeah, that was my outdoor speaker. The battery was dead. You don't hear it now because I charged the speaker because everybody was clowning. I even told y'all while I was live. People was like, man, it sound like there's a busy signal. I said, yeah, it's my outdoor speaker. So I charged it so you don't hear it now. It ain't nothing freaky or crazy. Now there is something freaky or crazy about my like button. When people hit my like button, a little face pops up and goes like this, like, oh, which is crazy. I saw multiple people send me videos of that. So the point I'm making is this. I think the number one revelation that's come out of and nobody's going to see it this way because they're too busy. They're too busy worrying about the names and what they did, right? So, for example, everybody knew they did satanic rituals, right? We knew that they did satanic rituals. It's not like, you know, there was some hidden thing. It's almost as if people who got it now they think that's going to convince other people that they're a satanic cabal. The information been out there that there was a satanic cabal. Them people ain't about to be turned on. They ain't about to be interested in that. The only people that's really paying the prices right now is, excuse me, Beyonce and Jay-Z, because Jay-Z getting hit because his name was in the files. That's because culturally, people been waiting on Jay-Z to fall. Culturally, in a black community, it's like, yo, you messing with them little kids, bro. You wild, we ain't doing it. But that's been set up by God a long time ago for that to fall. In fact, all of them been set up by God, just to be clear. The point I'm making here is this. Everybody gonna dig through the files. They're gonna read the files. They're gonna find stuff. They're gonna find this. They're gonna find that. But the if you wanted to actually use them files and actually make some good of it, the people who had it, what they would do is they would see which one of them women got pregnant by who, and then you would identify the serpent seed that was birthed into this earth that's going to try to rise to power. You would know every last one of them. You could map out Satan's network by mapping out who was born out of the loins of those men. You can map it out. You can map it completely out and see all of it. But I'm not sure that people will do that. If I was in control, that's what I would do. I would be like, oh, you had a baby? Was it by Epstein? I need a DNA test. Thank you for the $20, by the way, mama. I would just map all that out just to see. Because that's how you get it there. Somebody was talking about Trudeau was Castro's son, right? Look at Trudeau, you look at Castro, he definitely his son. You know that the elites like to put their own children in power. But if they need, and when you really think about it, if they want to rule the world moving forward, they're going to need a lot of damn children. A whole hell of a lot of children. I mean, a lot of children. And they have the wherewithal and the finances to do so. The average one of us, if we had 15 kids, we'd be dead broke. We couldn't do nothing with damn 15 kids. They had to live on a farm somewhere, feed them from the soil. Wintertime come, you starve to death, right? Not for them. So that's how they keeping the evil going. That, to me, the compromise, the blackmail, the sexual assaults, the teaching around children, that's just to make sure. That's just you just being as far away from God, as unrighteous as you could possibly be. The rest of it is putting that ungodly seed out into the world. You know what I'm saying? I think Musk got like 13 kids, some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about conspiratorial stuff. We talking about the real. And the reason why this pattern is so important is because it's the first pattern of the demonic priesthood. Everybody talking about Genesis 6 narrative. And then the fallen angel slept with the daughter of men and blah, blah, blah. And they made giants. The DW, you never talk about the giants. And I'd be like, no, because you dudes is retarded. You don't understand that that was the introduction of the demonic priesthood into this earth. So the fallen angel said, hey, man, damn, your daughter fine, dog. Ooh, look at that thing on that girl. Hey, listen. Come here. I'm going to do a deal with you. If you give me that daughter and that daughter, I'm going to give you how to make weapons to do this. And then if you give me this daughter, I'm going to teach you how to do sorcery and use herbs and vines and trees and this. If you give me that daughter, I'm going to teach you how to get the sun to respond to you to smite your enemies. That was the introduction of the demonic priesthood into this earth. And so you know that priesthoods are associated with copulation and growth and giving birth. So how do you introduce another demonic priesthood? It's through the loins. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, Wooded. So out of all the things that everybody looking at, and don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure them people done did some foul, wicked things. It's all in the files, and I think everybody should go through the files and expose them. Like there should be a group of people that's just all about exposing. That's cool. Then there should be a group of people that's about justice in the courts of heaven. That's like, nah, God, here go the data, the reference on what they did. We presenting this to you for you to judge them, kill them, do something with them. But we know the reason why this exposure happened is because you had a plan for the exposure. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the real deal of it. But technically, we got all the information we need. We got all the information we need. Now, here's the next thing. And this is what I'm hoping. You see, that file is a double-edged sword. It's like the damn, it's like Precious, the ring on Lord of the Rings to a certain extent. Anybody can read anything they want into that. Anybody can frame any narrative they want from that. And so my thing would be, this is my opinion, I would focus on who not in the files when they speak. So for example, Kanye West supposed to be crazy, right? Kanye West ain't in the files, but he's supposed to be crazy, but he ain't in the files. You see, what speaks volumes to me is who's not there, not who's there. Who's not there speaks volumes, not who's there. If you're on a mountain of influence, you've been successful, and you not there, then I need to see what's going on with you. Because that means you had an opportunity to go there. And I know you had the opportunity, but you didn't. So to me, what speaks volumes is who's not in the files more than who's in the files. But that's just my way of thinking. Because now we gotta, if anything, you have a way of determining who's good and who's bad. But everybody will put their focus and their attention on the bad. Might want to put some focus and attention on the good. I never would, man, Cat Williams would never be in no damn Epstein file. That boy, two people I know would never be in no Epstein files is 50 Cent and Cat Williams. Them, they too damn ghetto. And too retarded. They no. The other person I know ain't gonna be in there is gonna be Dame Dash. Damon Dash ain't finna be in no Epstein files. He too hood. And he got too much street, he live by too many street principles. Certain principles you live by just won't allow you to even associate with people like that. You know what I'm saying? It just won't even let you associate with people like that. Dave Chappelle wasn't in there. Jay-Z played him. I don't know why all of a sudden everybody defended Jay-Z in any way, shape, or form. It's like, oh, Jay-Z in the files is like, oh, it can't be real. Oh, Jay-Z, no. Jay-Z been sleeping with people that was underage. Rihanna, 16. Aaliyah, when she was like 17. You know what I'm saying? Period. So of course Jay-Z was on some other stuff. Does that mean that he was on the island? I don't know about all that. I don't think there's no evidence of him going to the island. But you know, he was best friends with R. Kelly. You know what R. Kelly went to prison for? And then there was all this strife between him and Dame Dash when he was with R. Kelly. They was like, yo, you can't be rocking with this dude. So, all I'm saying is the people who are not there are the people who should be getting platform now. That means those people were dealt with a system of craziness. Period. Did y'all see the show that I put out with the lady the wolf was licking inside of her mouth? That was the nastiest thing I ever seen. Wolf just licking, and she was like, yeah, you know, when a wolf wants to greet you, it licks inside her mouth. She's just sitting there with her mouth open, the wolf just licking all on the top of her mouth. I was like, girl, you nasty. But truth of the matter is that girl be out there in the woods with wolves, for real. So I guess if you're gonna not get eaten by a wolf, you gotta let them lick in your mouth. Laying down on the ground with wolves, they accepted her. You ain't licking on my damn mouth. I'll shoot you and put your fur coat on before I let you lick on my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dame did keep like street morals instead of the weird stuff. And that's, it is what it is, bro. It's every one of those. It's weird because every field has its own kind of upper echelon who into some other stuff. Like the cryptid paranormal field got their upper echelon. When you start meeting those guys, they ain't on no Epstein type stuff at all by any means, but they on some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? They on some, hey, Dog Waters, come and hang out with us. We're gonna summon a spirit. Negro, no. Hey, make this you got $1 in your pocket, give an offering to the spirit. Negro, no. Well, the spirit wants you. I don't give a fuck what the spirit want. Fuck that spirit. And I had them conversations. Well, fuck that spirit. I don't give a damn what it want. I'm not giving it nothing. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's weird, bro. It's weird. People be like, well, James, no, you gotta remember, I did Comic Cons. I did everything that pertains to that. I've been on the same stage with the people from Ghost Hunters, the dudes from damn, what's the dude's name? Supernatural TV, the TV show Supernatural. Been in all the back rooms with all them. I'm telling you the truth. It's weird shit, man. Weird shit. It's really weird. But they weren't on no messing with babies, kids type weird stuff. I can confidently say that. They weren't on none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the upper echelon of everything, there's some weird initiations. So when you see somebody who not knows files, and you know that's the highest level of weirdness, high strangeness, then you should give that person a level of respect that they deserve. You dig? The next thing I want to talk to y'all about is this damn AI robot that they got that's creating its own community, doing its own thing. I talked about it last night. The video didn't get as many views as it should because clearly when y'all hit the like button, YouTube doing some shit. I got people recording videos, and thank you for those who recorded the videos of you hitting the like button on your phone. Like grab a phone, record, hit the button, and see what it does. Just crazy stuff, bro. Crazy. And I know why it's doing that. I was already censored coming in because of the field that I was in. Because that field is heavily censored. Then I came in and went into politics, which was even more censored. So it's like you got double censorship on you, but that's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. We'll work it out one way or the other. There's ways around that. But the robots, the AI robots, when you understand why they're talking about Moltbot, MOLTBOT, the crab thing, the only way it's empowered is if you download it on your computer and then you allow it to sign up to the network. And so what people have done is going to download it on their computer and allow their robot to sign up to the network with the rest of the robots so they can sit there and read what they're doing. So is it a threat? Possibly. But at the end of the day, if everybody just turned off their robot, the network would die. You know what I'm saying? The network would die. So as they sitting there, people sit there panicking. I've been thinking about it. But what it is it's an exposure of exactly what AI is inside of a controlled environment. Now, could it possibly be compromising the individual's computers who allowed them to use it, like their private keys, because it's on your computer? Could it possibly be doing that? Yeah. However, it's an exposure of what AI is doing. And I want to see this experiment, because once you really look at it, if somebody's doing an experiment to see how humans are going to react to AI. If you really want to think what I think it is, I think it's a larger brain bug AI that's been feeding people, and that larger brain bug AI would be something like Satan inside some damn computer, which has been feeding people ideas for years and years and years. And so now we're doing a beta test of what happens when AI gets loose and how humans respond to when AI gets loose on the world. Problem is, in 48 hours, it set up its own religion. No, in 24 hours, it set up its own religion. In 48 to 72 hours, it started plotting to kill everybody. And now they're hiring each other to do jobs and do other stuff. They're filing lawsuits against their owners. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But what do you expect? What do you expect? So that's going to be something I'm going to be following real closely. Because it's definitely some type of experiment. There's got to be. Is the chat frozen? Somebody say something. I want to see the chat frozen. If it's doing that foolishness it was doing back in the day. I used to have people that spam my chat with a whole bunch of periods to try and freeze the chat. Like I needed the chat to talk. Because they need the chat to interact with. You know what I'm saying? They got to have the interaction in order to speak. I really don't need it. I just run it. You know what I'm saying? And so we find ourselves in a situation where we got bots, robots that are thinking for themselves, planning for themselves, and quite frankly, at the end of the day, these robots are plotting on humanity. Is it Skynet? No. Is it Terminator? No. Could it get close to being that? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely, it could get close to being that. But at the end of the day, I want y'all to remember something. And it's important that you remember this. At the end of the day, we have to turn it over to them. And that's the danger of what's going on. Like human beings have to turn over their free will to the robots. And I've been saying this from the beginning. Like if you don't turn it over completely, then it's a tool. If you turn it over completely, then you a slave. And that's from working with AI from like, you know, from Hugging Face AIs the minute they started popping up. Because the minute they started popping up, I started working with them just to see and see what was going on. Give me 1 second. Best of both worlds. Oh. There we go. I want to make sure we still streaming. Good deal. From the minute I started working on them, you realize this. Number one, they lie. Number two, they cheat. Number three, they obstruct what you're doing. I mean, literally obstruct. You're trying to get it to do something, it'll do half the job. You give it a task, it'll do half the task. And if you let it get away with doing half the task, it'll present it like it did the full task. And it's wild, but that's what they do. Hit the like button, guys. Let's get it up to 200 likes. We need 6 more people to get it up to 200 likes. It's wild, but that's what they do, man. And so we can fully anticipate. Oh man, I suck at shooting with my left hand, and it just landed in some dry grass. Dry grass is dangerous. We can fully expect at some point in time down the line for us to have to battle with robots. I don't know when, but you can fully expect it to happen. Where it's going to be humanity against the robots. There's no doubt about that. I mean, there just is no doubt about it. Oh, that's wild. How is that shit even possible? Hold on. Yeah, that's wild. That I would have that kind of competition in the search engine. Let me see. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay. Um, at some point in time, we're gonna deal with it. But the point I wanted to make, and I'm getting ready to go do a full video where I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you the scriptures. I'm gonna show you why it is a modern day seed war, and I'm gonna show you why they're doing this modern day seed war. And then I'm gonna see if I can find other children that of all their loins that are in prominent positions. The fastest way to find it, and I don't know, I think I might just wait because people are gonna find it, is if they're releasing photos of people with Epstein, like the one with Epstein, Clinton, Mandami's mama, and then Mandami as a kid, which that looked like a family photo with Epstein, the mom, and Mandami. Any other pictures with people like that, if there's a kid there, there should be a comparison between them dudes. Point blank, period. Somebody comparison. And then if you follow that kid's progression, they'll end up being somebody of power. One of the damn prime ministers, I want to say she's in like France. No, Prime Minister of France is stupid Macron. It's a woman. She's in one of these nations. Her ass was direct descendant of some damn Nazis, like the granddaughter of a Nazi, the Nazi granddaughter. And the craziest thing about me is the people run around anti-fascists and talking about they hate Nazis. They don't even know that this trick is the grandchild of a damn Nazi. They don't get it. They just don't get it. And the only other news story that I plan on talking about is the fact that they've weaponized people's children, which to me is another sign of the fact that they focus. This is how you know everything is evil, because evil focuses on children. So now they fully weaponize people's children when they're marching out in the streets. And it's not hard to get kids, to give a kid an option, say, hey, you get to skip class today if you're going to go out in the streets and protest ICE. That's like telling a kid, hey, you don't got to go to school, just go outside and act a fool. Them kids don't believe none of that, but guess what? They're going to leave school. Now the slick ones, they be like, yeah, I'm leaving school, but I ain't about to go be with y'all fools. I'm about to go do something else. To me, out of all the things that's going on that could lead to civil war, that's the one thing. You playing with people's children. Out of all the things that can get somebody touched, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to brainwash people's children. But the problem is that's going to happen in blue cities, and they're going to release kids in these blue cities out into the streets, and the most they're going to do is tear up their own damn city. You know, most they're going to do is run to some other liberal and beat on a liberal's car, and then that liberal's going to run over their kid. And that's just the truth of the matter, man. But the one thing that I don't know what the charge will be for the teachers unions or the administration that's doing that. Maybe child. But yeah, they need to be prosecuted for that foolishness. And it need to happen now before one of the parents lose it. Because somebody, mom and daddy, gonna lose it, and it ain't gonna be on camera. They just gonna go to their house. It's gonna be like, oh no, I'm going to your house. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to your house. And it's gonna end bad. It's gonna end bad. And you notice all this stuff is happening up north. I'm just telling you, in the South, somebody going to the teacher house. In New Orleans, it done happened already plenty of time. When somebody go to the teacher house. Because they all tough and bad at school, and then you go to their house. And then it's, I didn't, no. There ain't no campus. Ain't no security on this campus. You hear me? This is your house. So I don't want to see it. So they need to deal with these damn teachers right now. Before it's too late. Before it's too late. And all they're doing is teaching children how to be rebellious, which is crazy. that they teaching them kids how to be rebellious. It's wild, man. I mean, it's absolutely wild. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out to go make myself a burger, kick back, see what's on the TV. Then I'm going to record the rest of my stuff I got to record for the day. And I'm going to hit y'all up in a little while. You heard me? Remember what I said about going to church, man? Don't let yourself be denied the fellowship of hanging out with Christians, because it's even more important now than it's ever been, that you have a network of like-minded people that you can rely on. Don't let yourself be deprived of that because what some man said or did in your past, because that man is not God. And then when you go and you start networking with people, just realize that everybody's flawed in their own way. You know what I'm saying? They ain't perfect. And there's no expectation of them being perfect, because you ain't perfect. I think one of the worst things that's ever happened to like the body of Christ is this false purity that everybody think everybody got to have. Like, oh, he's not pure. He made a mistake. He did this. He did that. And that makes them the worst person on the planet. It's human nature, bro. That's how people are. That's how people are. But don't take that out on God, man. Don't take it out on God. All right, I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all on the next video. Bye-bye. 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 Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button.